Welcome to episode 300 of Blue Harvest. I'm your host, Halls Burkhart.
And I'm your host, Will Witten.
Lord have mercy on the bus.
That's right, baby. Episode 300, going crazy on the soundboard again. Let's see how long people stick around for that bullshit. Coming at you live on YouTube, on Twitch, and on our Twitter or some shit. I don't know, man. I hope this is working. We already have requests from the wife for the waifu pillow. Sean Hoffman says, I hope we get a guest appearance from the waifu pillow.
You got to show it to me.
Yeah, I think we might have to do that. We might have to make that happen. In the meantime, buddy,
I shamefully will admit I looked up waifu pillows after we talked about yours last week, and I was just curious. And there is quite the incredible gamut of product available.
Oh, dude, there is.
Not all of which is tasteful.
No, sir, not at all.
You can put lumps and bumps in them bad boys.
Yeah, you can add some special pieces of hardware. In fact, when Jessie was ordering that thing, she said she got embarrassed. Like, she was like, damn, I hope nobody sees my search history.
Some buyer's embarrassment.
Well, I think we got people actually watching. There's a chat going on. I think it's working. Look at this.
That's great.
Look at this. We got Justin Rodriguez says, I love Blue Harvest.
Who doesn't?
And King Tom Prime of the Tenet cast and the Sith list says, hey, I remembered my Twitch login. Well, that's awesome, buddy. Man, thanks so much for stopping by, guys. We got some exciting stuff to talk about this week. Am I being too loud? I feel like I'm too hyped up and loud.
Nope.
Okay.
I feel like you're good.
All right. So we've got the Bad Batch to talk about. So we actually got shit to talk about this week. It's not just me sitting here like panicking and being like, oh, let me think of a fucked up story from my childhood to tell Will and a whole bunch of listeners. They're going to track down some poor schmo named Patrick Lee over a Metallica ticket mishap.
Ooh. Did someone really track down that guy?
No, but I got a lot of tweets and messages being like, oh, you let me see that guy in public somewhere. Oh, we got a Raj or somebody on the Sith list.
Metallica.
Yeah. So digging in his Duke, baby. Justin Rodriguez says, digging his Duke.
I just want to let you guys know one thing. I don't dig in my Duke.
I don't dig in my Duke. Look at Emily. This is pro support right here. I have it up on both Twitch and YouTube, so I don't miss any good chat. Thank you, Emily. Of the Canto Bite Dispatch that just released, might I say. I haven't gotten to hear all of it, but perhaps the definitive Bad Batch review. You guys should definitely check it out. So I texted to see if Tifa would make an appearance. We'll see if she got my text message. I don't know. She might sneak up on me and scare me.
Too busy hanging out with Cloud.
As the women in my life are prone to do. So, before we get into this week's discussion, let me give you guys a little bit of the business.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
You can follow us on Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram at Blue Harvest Pod. We have a YouTube channel, which you can find in the show notes, or I don't know, maybe you'd be watching it right now.
Could be.
And
man.
we have a Patreon. If you really enjoy the show and you want to support us for as little as $3 a month, you can at patreon.com/Blue Harvest Podcast, where we release all kinds of bonus podcasts, including we put up a brand new episode of Star Wars Year by Podcast with our buddy Steele this week. And I put up my instant reaction to the first episode of The Bad Batch. Those are available right now. God damn it.
You knew it was coming and it still happened.
I knew it was coming and it still scared me. Oh my God.
Hey, Jesse.
Oh,
Antifa.
She said, "Oh, Cloud, you're cool, but you're not as cool as this fat guy, Halls, with
Have you
his
been-
back hair and his midnight farts."
I was about to say, have you christened the pillow with some farts?
Oh, bro. Fumigated. Bye, Tifa.
Not nearly as tasteless as could have been provided.
No, she got me a fairly PG-13 rated waifu pillow.
Yeah,
Anyways,
training wheels.
I did the business. Did I do all the business? I think I did all the business. How's your week been, buddy? How's the beach? Well, Key.
It's good. It's good. I'm in one of the spare bedrooms in a condo on the 16th floor in Destin, Florida.
Haven't seen any sharks, have you?
No, not the first shark. I did see an osprey. There's been lots of like the plane, not the bird. There's been lots of military craft. There's like F-22s and F-18s. I know there's I think it's the Pensacola Air Force Base, very close. So I mean, obviously that's probably where they're coming out of them. But it's neat to see them because that's, I've only ever seen an osprey on Call of Duty. I was like,
nice.
that's legit.
I wouldn't know what the fuck that was if it flew over me. It'd be like, look, it's a helicopter. Is it a helicopter?
It's the plane that has helicopter rotors on both sides that flip up,
Oh, okay.
and then it can take off vertically.
Kind of like a pelican.
It's pretty cool. Yes.
But all right. So, hey, let's try something here. Let's try something with technology. You know, a couple of weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
I was telling you about this supposed real lightsaber, right?
Yes.
That Disney was showing off.
Yeah.
So, they released a video of it on May the 4th. So, I don't know if you've seen this yet, but let me show it to you.
I haven't. I would like to.
Let's see how this works, if this works. Can you see that?
Yep.
That's pretty sick, right?
Pretty good.
Look how smooth it is. Okay.
Does she swing it around?
No.
'Cause the
That's
visual
all-
on my screen is just the release of it from the holster.
Yeah. She doesn't. She doesn't spin it around or anything.
Now, is there any detail of what the blade is? Is it fabric or is it hard plastic or?
Yeah, I think it's plastic. From what I was reading, it's almost like two tape measures that, as they come out, they intertwine around each other to make like a cylinder. And then
Okay.
there's it's LED strips, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And the one thing I want to say about that thing, you ain't buying that at Target anytime soon.
And I can imagine how delicate it is. You whack that thing against one thing, and then those tape measures don't work ever again.
Yeah. So it seems like, because they released that video as like a promotion to whatever that expensive ass hotel they're doing is. Did that chair just move by itself?
Oh no, Jet Li is back there.
Oh, he's trying to fuck that blanket. That blanket right there, at like 2 or 3 in the morning, I'll be up playing Xbox and I'll look over and he's fucking the hell out of that blanket.
He looked
Something about
hard, which he absolutely was.
Oh my goodness.
Something
just-
about it just turned him on.
It smells so sexy.
Anyways, they released that video as part of a promotion for their Galactic Star Cruiser hotel. So I think that's where we're going to see it sort of applied, is in the parks, at the hotel and stuff. And like I said, I don't know. I could see it happening eventually, but I wouldn't expect those to be available to the general public anytime soon.
Galactic Star Cruiser Hotel. It feels so Fifth Element or Doctor Who. Just all those words together in one place.
Look at Justin Rodriguez. I assume he's saying this because of the body pillow. He said, "I'm so hard."
I think that's the commercials we
Stone
used
cover.
to do. Yep.
Yeah, I think you're right.
We used
Yeah,
to do. We should revive that.
Yeah, we should. We
we
just
should do
need the
some-
right opportunity.
I just need to sit down and do some writing. Like I have a bunch of time on my hands. these days.
Yeah. There's actually something we could do coming up in a few weeks that we could do a commercial for, but
Okay.
I'm going to keep that behind closed doors for right now, I guess.
Playing it close.
Yeah. I just had a brain fart live in front of everybody. Shoo.
Usually they just hear, but now they get to see it.
Yeah. Yeah. Just, anytime something like that happens, I'll just use the
Classic.
soundboard. You want to talk about the Bad Batch? Let's
do.
do that. That's
I've
a
been-
clean transition, buddy.
That's been
I'm a
brewing
pro.
on my mind grapes.
That is 300 episodes of experience right there, ladies and gentlemen. That smooth of a transition.
You can't just segue like that at episode 1.
You got to be sitting here fucking stupid as hell for 300 episodes to pull that kind of magic out. Anyways, what'd you think about the Bad Batch?
I thought it was great. I mean, really great. Like, I like. I don't want to spoil anything. Are we?
Yeah, full
Is this, like,
spoilers.
Spoiler warning if you haven't seen the newest episode of Bad Batch.
Yeah,
you know,
full spoilers.
I really like that they made the villain the guy I didn't like anyway, right? Like, I mean, what? You don't like that?
No, I don't like him either. I want to know what the deal is with that fucking toothpick, my dude.
I was about to say, like, they villainized the Steven Seagal motherfucker in there, and I'm like, yes, he can be the villain. Kick that motherfucker out. Pick up the little fat sister, and let's go. Like, I love that her name is Omega, as in like the last clone to be cloned. What's interesting, knowing anything about genetics, girls possess 2 X chromosomes, one from the mother, one from the father, and I wonder if it's a donor X chromosome from some other female, or if it's 2 copies of the same fet X chromosome just duplicated. And I know that's way too scientific, but that's where my mind, every time I look at her, I'm like, where's your other X chromosome come from? Fascinating.
Buddy. I have a feeling you put more thought into that than the writers did.
I don't know. I don't know. But
I don't
when
know.
you're dealing with clones, that's the first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah.
Because she's, I mean, that's the assumption, right? I could totally be wrong, but she's a clone, but she's a female clone. So it's a female Jango Fett clone.
That's what I assume, right? Like, it's got to be. Like, yeah. Yeah. I mean, she's definitely a female.
She's got the
Jango
same
clone.
accent, same basic facial structure.
I mean, yeah, that is sort of the telltale sign. I'm surprised they didn't just have D. Bradley Baker doing like a high pitched voice for
A
it.
little girl's voice.
He was like, "Ching, another boat to the fleet, baby."
When he's behind the scenes, he's pissed. He's like, "You really should have let me voice that little girl. You know you should have."
I like the character of Omega. I thought it was a pretty fun character. Like,
she
there's
seems very in tune. Like, she's wise. She's hip to the scene more so than I was wondering if she was force sensitive. If somehow the Kaminoans manipulated her to be force sensitive, which would explain some of her unnatural wisdom.
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they did something like that, right? If she turned out to be force sensitive.
Because the Kaminoan obviously helped them get away,
Yeah, but I don't really trust them still either, right? Like,
I have a feeling that one Kaminoan doctor had a soft spot for her apprentice and didn't want to see her captured and folded into the Empire.
right. So my question is, Hunter, he hunts stuff. Wrecker, he's big boy. He breaks stuff,
He
and
wrecks
so on
stuff.
and so forth. What do you think? I mean, unless it is like you're saying, like unless her special ability or whatever is some kind of force sensitive civic sport. Well, thanks for stopping by, guys. It's some kind of force sensitivity. What do you think her special ability is? Because she was working as a medical assistant, right, to one of the Kaminoans.
She was, as far as we know.
Right, that's what
especially. I don't know.
Yeah,
I just have no idea. Other than the fact that quite obviously she's proficient with a weapon without ever having fired one. But I know, those crazy cloners, they breed all kind of stuff into your genetics.
Well,
which is why I was thinking maybe the force sensitivity.
And in the trailer, we see her using like one of those Night Sister bow and arrow type weapons, I believe.
I missed that. But,
that's in the trailer. That's not in the first episode.
Okay.
I gotta say, like, the Clone Wars style of animation has kind of always been my preferred style that Star Wars animation has used so far. Like in between, between like this, Rebels and Resistance. Like I liked that Resistance went for a more traditional hand-drawn look, even though it was done on computers or whatever.
Right.
But it just didn't have the same detail and lighting effects and stuff. This first episode, I thought looked crazy good.
Right.
Like some of the lighting in a few of those scenes was like out of this world. I thought, like, specifically when they go to the planet where Saw Gerrera's hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the guy, the nerdy one, the Donatello of the group? Tech's walking around looking at his phone, and that's like one of the only lighting sources in the scene, and it's like reflecting on him and stuff. I thought that shit looked really good.
Really good.
So I fucking Kanan at the beginning. I didn't see that shit coming. What'd you think about the opening with Kanan and his master?
I didn't realize it was Kanan. I think, did she call him another name?
Yeah, Kanan's real name is Caleb Doom.
That's what
and
I was like, this guy, I feel like I should know this guy. And she said Caleb, and I was like, oh, maybe I don't know this guy. Like,
well, when he gets
I recognize
away,
Depa Billaba. I recognize that Jedi Master name. I was like, I know that one.
Right. When he escapes, he changes his name to Kanan.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Doesn't go that far, right? Caleb, Kanan.
In a galaxy full of people, that's probably enough.
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Guess that's fair enough. I did not see, like, I kind of got the feeling that we might see quite a few like surprise cameos and stuff. Like when the trailer gives away that you're going to see like Saw Gerrera and Rex and stuff, and Tarkin was in the trailer already too. I have a feeling, and Fennec Shand, like all those characters were already in the trailer. I had a feeling there was going to be a lot more surprise cameo appearances. Like Star Wars is way into that right now. You know what I mean? Like look at the last season of the Mandalorian. But I was not expecting it to open with like Order 66 with Kanan and his master, like to have such a bridge moment in between Clone Wars and Rebels that way.
Right. It was really neat to see Order 66 being broadcast, his speech, being broadcast to all the troops.
It was
when he assumes the Empire, makes the Empire.
Yeah, and at the very beginning when Tom Kane's doing like the intro narration and stuff, it shows a couple of clips from like Revenge of the Sith stuff, like Grievous leaving in the escape pod and Obi-Wan and Anakin rescuing Palpatine, and they're like shot for shot remakes of the movie scenes and animation. And I thought that looked really cool and was really well done.
Looked great. It is interesting that they took a note out of the Mandalorian playbook. I don't know if this is on purpose or not, but they're like, oh, let's throw a kid in the mix. You know how to get people emotionally involved? A child.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. We got to address something and see a couple people bring it up on the chat. We got Emily Lynn saying the grown-ass man's voice coming from Caleb made me laugh. And then
absolutely.
King Tom said young Caleb's force power is the ability to sound like a 45-year-old man.
It really was. That surprised me as well. Caleb started talking. I was like, whoa. All right.
Yeah.
Rick Astley.
Yeah. Well, so knowing that was Kanan and figuring, oh, that's Freddie Prinze Jr. doing the voice. There's a couple of times where he sounded like he was hitting the younger range a little better. But let me tell you something. He ain't trying to hear it on Twitter, though.
Oh.
Now, granted, the kind of people that are bringing it up to him on Twitter are like assholes about it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And he has been like, look at these dildos, calling everybody dildos and shit. I was like, ooh.
Oof. Don't come at Freddie Prinze. Don't come at him. Man. He will shut you down.
He's going to get Buffy on your ass.
Yeah, he will.
So
there's this Reddit channel called Murdered by Words. And that's just what I think when I think about Freddie Prinze Jr. He will murder you by words. Like, he will take you out.
Okay, here's a Raj's theory. He says puberty strikes early for Jedi. It's Jedi, a Raj of the Sith list. It's Jedi, buddy. The plural of Jedi is Jedi. It's like deer and moose.
Mises? It's not Mises?
It's not Mises.
Okay.
I'm just messing with you, buddy.
Today I learned it's not Mises.
So what else did you...
It's really cool to see I said the Order 66 thing, but seeing how uppity the other clones are after the Order 66 programming kicks in, it was interesting to see the instant flip from relatable good guy soldier character to Empire asshole cannon fodder. Tarkin shows up and just started laying down the law, like pulls out his big Empire balls and was like, this is how we're going to do it now. It takes a lot for me to empathize with the cloners, the Kaminoans, because I don't trust them. But, Tarkin shows up and starts swinging it around and they're like, I don't know about this guy. I don't know.
Yeah,
about
like
this.
Immediately he's like, I don't think we need clones anymore.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, bro, you ordered 20 fucking pizzas and we gave you 5. We got 15 more of these things in the fucking wood burning oven, bro. And you ordered weird shit, anchovies and fucking maple syrup. Like, you need to take this order. We can't just give this to any schmo that walks in the door.
And, it's interesting that they wove in an explanation for basically what's canonically the stormtroopers' inability to hit their target, right? Stormtroopers can't hit shit with a blaster, right? Like they couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. Tarkin is like, you could achieve the same with a conscription army. And then the cloners are like, well, these guys are trained hardcore specifically to be really good at this. And your conscription service will be nowhere near as accurate or as badass as these soldiers. Basically explaining why, why Civil War, A New Hope stormtroopers can't hit shit.
Right. Yeah. They also just don't hit shit because they can't have you shooting all the main characters all the time.
I mean, yeah. Then you'd be, Wrecker.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think he
takes more hits?
What do you think
he's the
happened
tank,
to him?
though? I don't have a problem with that.
He's got that big slice of fried bologna on his head, that scar, right? What do you think happened?
It starts at his ear and it like sunbursts out from there.
It does.
So he probably took a grenade to the ear or something. A little thermal detonator to the shoulder.
That's way worse than an arrow to the knee.
Oh yeah.
Oh, look at this. They're trying to meme on us. Look, Tracy Moon says, what is the plural of Oscar Mayer? Tom Chansky says, Oscar Mayer.
Oscar
Mayer. Anyways, so I would say, like, as a whole, this episode was like at an 8-ish for me. It's not like I walked away being like, that's the best Star Wars animation I've ever seen. I thought the story was strong. Like, there were certain elements that, like, I just wasn't that into as the rest. Like, the whole thing with them fighting the training droids in front of Tarkin, like, all right.
It was expectable.
It was an action beat. Like, they needed another action beat in the show.
a reason for Tarkin to think they're badass, to send them on a mission to try to kill them.
Okay, so I don't know who this is, but somebody on Twitch, Stoned Cobra 23, says, "Hey Halls, what do you prefer, coffee mugs or t-shirts?" Well, I don't really drink coffee or hot liquids. I have this thing against hot liquids.
There goes your social life.
So t-shirts. T-shirts is what I prefer. Bro trying to throw a stick in the spokes of my wheelchair. Steve. What did you think about Tarkin in this episode? He said, "Cool, thanks."
Cool things. I liked him. I mean, I thought he was appropriately evil. I thought whoever was doing the voice work could have put a little more flourish on some of it because Tarkin was so flowery, with his
the
pronunciation.
Thing is, I actually really I like Steven Stanton's approach to it because you could easily, that's the guy that does the voice. You could easily put too much stank onto it and it would sound almost like a Robot Chicken parody or something.
I agree. So I agree.
I would rather them pull that element back a little than to like fully lean into it too hard.
It's just enough without being too much. Yeah, I agree.
Because trust me,
the voice, the timbre, and the sound is spot on.
Yeah. What did you think about the moment when they go to see old Saw Gerrera, the return of Saw Gerrera?
It was cool. It again, not an unnecessary cameo, but it was so brief. I'm assuming Saw Gerrera will play some role later in the series. And also, I mean, I don't want to see, I'm not up for violence and gore, but I want to see how he gets messed up. I want to see the story of how Saw Gerrera gets,
I think it's,
good guy Darth Vader.
I don't know that that this is correct by any means. This has just been, I guess this is sort of a headcanon thing for me, but I always kind of assumed it was like not one major event, right? That caused him to get messed up. It was like one of those death by 1,000 cuts. Like one day his leg gets all messed up. Next day he takes like somebody passes him a bowl and he's like, "Thanks." And it turns out to be noxious Star Wars meth. And then his lungs get all messed up. You know what I mean?
Oh,
so then he's got to use that fancy breathing system. Now I get to see all your facial expressions to my dumb jokes. And boy, is it going to start a complex.
Hey, I was talking about the space meth, not your jokes. I'm just thinking how awful space meth. I watched a little bit of Dune the other day, and seeing what the spice did to those space travelers, I was like, yikes! Talk about space meth. That'll mess you up.
Josh Wright says Tarkin's thighs were thick with a bunch of C's.
The appropriate amount of C's.
Yeah, I'm with you on the Saw thing. I was really excited, and I didn't go back to watch the trailer because we saw him in the trailer, so I didn't go back to see like was the moment in the trailer something we haven't seen yet. Because when I realized what was going on, I wanted more out of Saw too. Like for story purposes, it's the cool bridge between Clone Wars when we saw him and Rogue One when we saw him, and we see him sort of at the beginning, like he's already dropping the term Civil War. Just a few days or whatever. He's like, "No, man, fuck like, this. Immediately
this
fuck this." Yeah.
Yeah. I know he was gonna. He looks aged up from his Clone Wars Saw Gerrera. But he doesn't look very Forrest Whitaker Saw Gerrera. I thought they would add some, I don't know, make him a little more Forrest Whitaker looking, but you don't want to cave to all that. You want to stick with what, you started.
And there's also like 20 years or 18 years or whatever before he looks like that. So,
right.
So yeah, I think,
but at this
I thought
point,
it was cool, but I'd like to see more of him.
At this point, it could have been any member of the Rebel faction. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's why I'm assuming that Saw Gerrera plays a bigger role somewhere later in the series. Although,
I can.
I don't know who else is available at this time. I'm kind of running through my head thinking who else could they have put there instead of Saw Gerrera, and I'm
Well, I mean, like,
No.
you know, there's already people against the Empire for sure, like Bail Organa, right? But he wouldn't be like he's
It wouldn't be
in
on the
Senate
radar
and
this
stuff.
early,
Like
right?
he's
Yeah.
like he's like double agenting it up or whatever. I don't know if that, but you know,
And I think Cassian would be too young, like way too young. He'd be like a kid at this point, right? Cassian
Yes.
Andor.
yeah.
Yeah.
So live brain fart. Did you hear that?
You're gaseous.
Shoo, that was a tough one. The gears really stopped for a second there.
It's like cut
So
cheese.
anyways, we have a whole bunch of voicemails and emails to go through, and I'm sure they will continue our discussion of the Bad Batch. I'm sure there's going to be a couple of people writing in or sending in voicemails about that, so we can consider that or continue on with that as that goes. But before we do that, before we move on, what would you say your overall sort of rating of the first premiere episode is?
I'd give it a 9 out of 10. I'm more invested in this Bad Batch than I thought I was going to be. I'm more invested in the Bad Batch than I was in Resistance. Just
Or
being.
you mean Clone Wars?
I meant no. What's the one where they were racing?
Oh, I see. That was Resistance. I see what you're
Resistance.
saying.
Yeah, like
Okay.
as far as
I see.
shows go, from the
Well,
beginning, I'm more on board with this than I was with Resistance. Resistance can't. It caught me and brought me on board, but I'm talking about right out the gate, first episode. I think Bad Batch has the stronger showing so far.
Yeah. I would say that I'm more into the Bad Batch than I was after their Clone Wars debut in the last season. Like I'm already more into these guys and into the concept of the show. With just
This
this
is
first
what I
episode.
needed them to be,
Right.
for me to get into it, as opposed to the little
That's-
bit of what I saw at the end of Clone
Yeah.
Wars.
Yeah, the three episode arc we got before. So I think that's a good sign for like at least my enjoyment of the show going forward is
I agree.
I'm a little into him now. Uh-oh, check this out. We got Alan, bass player of Stone Cobra, with the emoji wave, patented Alan, Poner of Noobs. So do you want to jump in to some voicemails and stuff?
I do. The last thing I'll say about the Bad Batch is I'm really looking forward to, and I wonder how they weave Little Sister Fett into the rest of canon. Like, I wonder if she'll show up in the Book of Boba Fett.
Oh, Omega. Yeah, I wonder where this character is headed. So we have two people bringing up something interesting before we move on. Josh Chapman of the Star Wars Spelt Out podcast says maybe Enfys Nest's mom.
Ooh.
And Archer Greenlock says, yes, I need more Enfys. That's a good point, because Enfys takes over the role of Enfys Nest from her mom.
mother.
And
now
that
I'm
would be
splicing
cool to see.
time. Does that fit time-wise?
Yeah, because when is Solo? Like 8 to 10 years after episode 3, something like that?
Okay.
Hey, Poop Dish says, did you hear about Mr. Belvedere taping being canceled because he sat on his own balls and had to go to the hospital? And this dude's name is Poop Dish.
I hadn't heard that.
I hadn't either. You want to move on to voicemails and emails?
I do.
Well, you know what we got to do.
Kia D. Kia D. Kia D. Cockhead. The only Jedi Master who can crash box. Kia D. Cockhead. Running around slaying bitches with his cockhead. He's a fixerian stud. He loves to split chicks with his bud. Kia D. Cockhead. To stroke his cone and suck on his balls. Kia D. Cockhead. What you gonna do when he comes on you now? He's a Jedi Council stooge, but he'll be pumping spooge tomorrow. Cockhead. Blue Herbert. Cockhead. Harsberger. Cockhead. Will Witt. Cockhead. Goose Payne. Cockhead. G Money. Cockhead. King Tom. Cockhead. Joe. Cockhead. Kia D. Cockhead. Cockhead.
Now I get to see what you do during that song every week.
Well, I haven't heard in a long time because you usually cut it.
Just cut it in.
outside.
Yeah. No, man.
It's a hard solo not to air guitar.
That's a DMCA. That's a parody, bruh. That's a parody. We're safe under parody rules. Everybody, that was a parody.
Call our lawyer. Call our lawyer.
Bruh. All right. We have to kick things off. We actually have not just a voicemail, a video mail submission. So let's check this out. This is from our buddies over at the Sith List.
Blue Harvest, a huge congratulations on number 300. Everyone here at the Sith List wants to wish you, Will and Hawes, a very, very happy 300th episode. Man, oh man, can't believe it. I tried to grow up my beard for your episode. I got a little patchy stuff, but
That's good.
I was trying, man. But I know the other guys want to say congrats too.
Yeah, guys, you put out consistent awesomeness. You're one of my top favorite podcasts, Star Wars or otherwise, one of the best bangs for the buck when it comes to Patreon. But you're also just two genuinely really good dudes. And what you bring to the community, it means a lot. And it wouldn't be the same without you. A huge, huge congratulations, man. 300 episodes is a big, big deal. And 6 years is a big deal, too. And it's hard to believe. Yeah, it's hard to believe how fast this has all gone by. And listen, that werewolf story is still one of the top moments in my life. Just hearing it. So thank you for that.
Yeah, Hawes and Will, congratulations. Big fan, long time listener. I was there since I think I was in the first year. So I'm kind of proud of that. Kind of proud to see you guys grow and everyone else see what like I and the other early fans have seen. You guys are awesome. It's awesome every week. And Hawes, every time Jesse walks in on you, I am scared to death too. So congratulations, guys.
Also, congrats to Jesse too, by the way, because
Yeah.
it was for Jesse. Yeah.
Thank you, Jesse, for letting Hawes do this.
Exactly.
She's the glue.
Exactly.
Yeah, she's the glue. Hey, buddy. Congrats, you guys. All the accolades for doing 300, 6 years. 6 years, that's incredible. The 300 part, the consistency, all of it. But being two of the nicest people I've met in this community throughout the whole thing, just super, super cool. Always willing to talk, always willing to have a nice time. Can't wait to see Tool together. That'd be great.
Man,
That's a mission. And so just major kudos. Congrats, guys. Keep it up. Awesome.
and last but not least,
Yeah, congratulations again for the 5th time out of all 5 of us. 300 is really good. Way to stay strong, way to stay dedicated, gentlemen. Also, can't wait to see you guys.
Did it just cut out for you, Will?
It did.
Oh, no.
Maybe a lag thing because I still got a little bit of visual movement catching up.
Oh, no. It was going so smoothly till now.
I
God,
got to say, I feel like I'm blushing by
I know, man.
how much love we're getting, and I really appreciate all that.
I know.
I appreciate our fellow Star Wars podcasters and all the love that we've received from them over the years. Being part of a community, that has so much love for each other, it really is a blessing, and I couldn't be happier to be part of the community.
I know,
And
man. It
Thank
has
you to those
been,
guys at the Sith List for your well wishes because it means a lot.
it's been a,
I
it's
miss
been
you guys. I haven't seen you since
I know.
California. It's been far too long.
like 3 years since
It's
you've
been
seen
3
those
years.
guys, too, for me.
Yeah.
Emily Lynn says, I blame Mirage. I mean, I think we need to blame a Halls.
It's just easy to do, but the beard, you can't blame that beard. That was a good beard. I was impressed. The man's got a good jawline, which makes for a good beard.
So he does have a good jawline, doesn't he?
He does.
I'll be damned. Hey, look, Aaron Boyd said, Will, you're the same height as me.
Hey.
Man, hanging out with Aaron would be fun right now, too. I miss all these jokers.
We are the same height. That is
That
neat.
is neat. Okay, I'm going to now try to share a voicemail. Let's hope I don't mess this up. Here we go. Can you hear that?
No, it's very soft.
It's very soft.
I can't really hear it.
Can't really hear it. Okay, give me 1 second.
Hold on. Rebuffering.
www.fixthisaudioFile.gov.
Come on, man. Cut me some slack. Can you still hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just
okay.
vamping for you, being ridiculous.
Keep doing it. Keep doing it.
Oh, see, now you put me on the spot. I can't do it. See, it's one of those things where you're like,
Okay.
don't go to sleep. And you're like,
Okay. Tell me if this is better. All right. Oh boy. Be cool, Halls. Play it cool, hot shot. Okay. We're gonna try this again. This is Josh. I'm gonna play a couple seconds of it.
Hello there, Hawes and Will. This
Is that way better?
mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Let's listen to Josh.
is Josh, aka Josh W. Here wishing you a happy 300th episode. This is a big milestone. You guys are my favorite Star Wars podcast, and that's no disrespect to any of the other wonderful Star Wars podcasters out there, but I really find your show to be a real joy. And I look forward to the next 300 or 3,000 or however many episodes are in your future.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm going to try to make the live stream, but if I don't, I'll be with you in spirit.
There you go.
So if you look behind you and see a Force ghost in the shape of a tall, chubby, white dude with glasses, that's me. Don't be alarmed. I do have a question. Let's say you guys are kind of rooting through a stall at a flea market or something like that, and you come across a sweet-looking Star Wars lamp, and it's a little dusty, so you got to rub it a little bit to get the dust off, to get a better look at it, and poof, out comes a Star Wars genie that grants you one wish. But it has to be Star Wars related. It can be anything now. It can be a casting decision. It can be a new project, media project. It could be, spending the afternoon with an actor from one of the movies. It could be a toy or collectible. It could be anything. What would your wish be? Now, as for me, I would wish for something I've kind of been wanting for a long time. I would wish for a new Star Wars movie produced, written, and directed by the legendary John Waters. I would love to see what John Waters, maker of such wonderful films as Hairspray, Pink Flamingos, Pecker, and many others. I would like to see what he can do with Star Wars. I think that'd be really fun, and he could bring a really weird vision to it. So, what would your ultimate Star Wars wishes be? Congratulations again on the big milestone, and may the Force be with you.
Oh my goodness. You know how we always say, like, oh, I like Star Wars when it's weird. We say never. That would be weird Star Wars.
What would?
John Waters
Oh,
Star
yeah,
Wars.
Absolutely.
Okay. So
It'd be fascinating though. I'd watch that shit in a heartbeat.
We got a couple of audience answers for his question. First up is Stone Cobra 23, this mysterious person here. I want to smoke out the gun cockpit on the Millennium Falcon.
That would be tight. You'd just be twirling around in the ball, being like,
spinning.
I got him at 4:00. I got him again at 4:00.
I just keep going, I got him. And people be like, we get it. It's from that thing. It's from the movie. We get it.
That would be good.
King Tom says, Silas Carson to emerge from his undisclosed location and guest on the next episode. Oh my God. I may have sent out an email trying to get him on 300 and got no response. That's cool. He'll do other podcasts. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I'm just waiting. 300 episodes? That means I'm 3 times overdue for our syndication paperwork. I don't know if it got lost in the mail.
Yeah,
I just, Sirius XM, where is my syndication paperwork? So if I could, to
to be completely honest with this question, I'm kind of getting my Star Wars wish at the end of this year with the Book of Boba Fett. You know what I'm saying?
I was about to say, I would use my wishes for Hawes. Like, I would either greenlight the Boba Fett movie, or I would have him spend the day with Mark Hamill, or
I can, bro,
you'd
I'd be
clam
I
up,
wouldn't like that.
because
Yeah,
that's what I would do. That's mine. Like, I'd spend the day with Mark Hamill. You know, I'd go to his house and bullshit. We don't have to talk Star Wars. Tell me about being the Joker, the best Joker, forever. I'd want to know. I like Mark Hamill. I think he's, I don't know, maybe funny. He's got a good sense of humor about all of it. I know probably being Luke Skywalker your whole life, you have to have a good sense of humor. But
Yeah.
I'd say Harrison Ford, but I know
he would hate me.
He would hate me. He would be
Yeah.
like, how many minutes do we have left? And I'll be like, come on, bro. We'll talk about things you like. Talk about airplanes that you can't fly, or you're Ally McBeal. Let's talk about Ally McBeal. We'll talk about whatever you want to, Mr. Ford.
Do you
Talk about-
remember what's Killface's son from Frisky Dingo?
His name's Simon.
Simon. You know how they do that? They voice act that character. That
It's
is
kind
what
of like Beaker from the Muppets.
that's kind of what I turned into when I met Mark Hamill at
I
Celebration.
know you get starstruck.
I get, man. I try, like, I know people are like, yeah, but celebrities, they don't impress me. I'm real cool. So, but Mark Hamill sitting at a table, being a little grumpy, just a tiny bit grumpy, and I was just like, "This not me." Jesse talked to Mark Hamill more than I did, man,
Oh my goodness.
because I froze. I
know.
froze
It
up when I
happens.
met the band Korn when I was 14.
I know.
They were like, that kid, he didn't say a damn word to us.
He was just happy to be here.
He just looked at us like he was looking at the Sasquatch in person.
But yeah, those would be my wishes. Or I would just wish for an operating lightsaber that I could
Yeah.
accidentally
Oh.
kill myself with and make the news for.
Buddy, Sal from the Rogue Rebels, he said, real lightsabers. Simple.
Oh,
You and Sal, you're on the same
there we
wavelength.
are.
So my other genie wish would be probably the get ready, the Ryan Johnson trilogy. Oh shit. I hear if you say his name 3 times like Beetlejuice, the fandom menace shows up.
My goodness.
Those would be mine.
A Guillermo del Toro Star Wars movie, I
Mhm.
think would kick ass.
I think that would be really cool too. He's definitely someone you hear tossed around.
He's a great storyteller. And I think that's what helps you write good Star Wars movies, is just being a good storyteller.
Yeah. So you want to go on to the next voicemail?
I do.
This is from our buddy Intercontinental Tom Sutton. Let's hear what he has to say.
Hey, Hot and Will, this is Tom in Sweden. Woohoo! Happy Star Wars Day. Man, it's been a great Star Wars Day and a great Star Wars week. The Bad Batch, I loved it. Like, I'm not a prequels guy, and I've watched the Clone Wars, at least twice through. Some other stuff more than that. And I always kind of liked it, but naturally had my reservations because it wasn't my favorite era. So going into this, I thought, yeah, it'll probably be pretty cool. But I was actually pretty blown away. I loved it. I thought it kind of took the best parts of the Clone Wars and put it into a much more focused story, which I really thought was it's really great so far. So I'm really happy about that. Have you guys checked out, I mean, you've probably talked about it already, Biomes and the Vehicle Fly-Through shorts on Disney Plus that got released today as well? I love both, but especially Biomes. If you say it's like 18 minutes of just slow panning through Star Wars locations with a bit of details, some little details happening in the distance. Doesn't sound super exciting, but man, I loved it. And that's the kind of stuff that I think, if you'd gone back 20 years ago and said, can you imagine a dedicated Star Wars channel that's only all Star Wars all the time? it would be kind of little things like this that would have really made me excited about it. Like they can just kind of put this stuff out. Doesn't cost them a lot of money, but it really makes it fun to be a Star Wars fan. Anyway, thanks guys. It's been a great week and a great Star Wars day. So we'll catch you soon. This is Oh man, I give up. This is Tom signing off.
Hey man, I feel you on that one, buddy. I mess it up every time I
It happens
introduce you.
to the best of us. Don't worry
Hey.
about it.
I'm glad he reminded me, because in my live stream panic, we forgot to talk about it. Did you happen to see Biomes or vehicle fly-throughs that they added on Disney Plus?
I didn't.
Yeah, it was
I'm
kind
sorry,
of a last.
I didn't even know it was there.
No, it was sort of a. I feel like it got announced May the 3rd, like the day before or something. They're pretty cool, man. So Biomes is sort of, like he was saying, an 18-minute long little featurette almost. Kind of like something you would see as like an extra on a DVD or a Blu-ray, right?
Right.
The whole concept is it's just fly through. Like, imagine you're a drone, like watching drone footage of a drone going over Hoth. And like it'll clear a big like snow peak, and there'll be a herd of tauntauns, and then you'll see like the walkers in the background. And it just
Nice.
does that for like Hoth, Mustafar, Crate. Crate is really cool and well done. It is a super neat little thing. I really enjoyed it, and I hope they do more, because I think there's like maybe 4 or 5 planets in it, right?
Yeah.
And then vehicle fly-throughs is kind of something similar. It's just, but there's 2 separate ones. There's a Star Destroyer and the Millennium Falcon. And it's
How
just
long did you say they are?
the vehicle fly-throughs I feel like are under 10 minutes a piece. Biomes as a whole is 18 minutes total.
And it's just basically just going through the environments rendered, right? Like,
Yeah,
It
but in
sounds like-
super high detail.
sounds like slow TV. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, well, they're put on, a video of a fireplace, the fire burning, or a train ride to Oslo, like it just with some chill music behind there. I would love it. Give me Star Wars slow TV. I could just, 2 hours of flying around Coruscant, some chill music in the background.
I mean, yeah, dude. That's one thing I was saying is like I could take even more of it. It is so neat. I really dug it, and the vehicle fly-throughs, like I was saying, kind of similar, but it's a fly-through of a specific vehicle. So you sort of see, like, in the Millennium Falcon, it'll start on the dashboard, and you see all the controls and stuff
Yeah.
in really close detail, and it'll go through the ship. Really neat. I kind of like check this out. Ice Planet Hoth, our buddy Sean said there will definitely be more fly-throughs. It's listed as a season with only one episode released so far.
Ooh.
Heck yeah, man. I'm down with that. That's good to hear. So yeah, if you guys haven't checked out Star Wars Biomes yet, you know how you were talking about watching a walkthrough?
Yeah.
You want to know something I have been walking or not
What you been walking through?
nothing, clearly. I have been watching these walkthroughs that are really cool of oh my god, there's an ad playing in the background for the Demon Slayer movie. That should look sick.
Slayer movie?
Yeah, I'm going to try and share this with you so you can see what I've been watching, because we got this fucking technology, but kind of need to be somebody that's not a dummy like me to figure it out, I guess. Look at this. Right. Can you see this?
Yes.
It's like a night walk in Tokyo walkthrough.
Yes. Yep.
Man, I'll be watching these sometimes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. You said walkthrough, and I was like,
No, not like
I
a
wasn't-
video game.
yeah, I
walkthrough.
wasn't sure. And this is all someone just, took a camera and walked through Tokyo or whatever, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and captured it in like 4K footage.
Wow.
Man. So I recommend those. I
That's
don't know
cool.
why I shared that. Just because I could.
Because it's cool. Because it is neat.
All right. Let's move on to the next voicemail. Moving right along. I haven't been nervous this whole time at all. Why did you ask? Jacob. This is from our buddy Jacob. Jesus Christ. I'm going to have a heart attack after all this. I'm not built
Hey
for
guys,
this, Will.
It's Jake from Nebraska. I've got no yodeling or raccoon flutes for you this week. Just a big old congratulations on number 300. That's so awesome, you guys. Congrats on doing this for as long as you guys have. And it's awesome that it coincided with May the 4th this week and the release of The Bad Batch. So after a little bit of Star Wars hiatus, The Bad Batch seemed to quench our Star Wars thirst a bit. I was actually, I wasn't big on The Bad Batch before, but after watching it, looked down and I'm like, hot damn, this Star Wars is making me hard. So my
He
question
looked
for
hard,
you guys is,
which he
after
absolutely
doing the show
was.
for this long and watching Star Wars and talking basically all Star Wars ad nauseum, what aspects of Star Wars or whatever are you just like, hot damn, this Star Wars is making my dick hard? So congrats again, you guys, on episode 300, and hope you guys just keep the kick-ass content coming. Thanks.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust. 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 Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
Whew.
Turgid. The only thing that comes to mind.
What do
That's
you?
Oz's favorite word. Turgid.
Why has he got to send in a voicemail about my hard dick for the live stream? What's your answer, William?
I don't know. You go first, and I got to think.
I mean, there's been a lot since is he talking about since we started the podcast? Like, I would say obviously The Mandalorian has been a big one for me, right?
Mhm.
Specifically this last season, having Boba Fett show back up, like, come on, that's a big one for me, for sure. I mean,
Since we started the podcast in general, is that
I guess so, yeah.
the very fact that The Force Awakens happened was mind blowing to me, because there was a time when you and I didn't think that would happen at all.
Man, that night, right?
Mhm.
Going to The Force Awakens and having that weird fucking energy. Like, it was just like I woke up that morning and I was nervous and the day went by super slow. And then I got together with Bryce. Bryce came into town. We went to dinner at your restaurant with Jesse's family.
Mhm.
And like the whole time I was like, I can't engage in small talk. Like I can't focus. There's a new Star Wars movie, a movie I never thought we'd see coming out in just a couple of hours. And then like it started raining real hard. You remember that? Like
Yes.
on the way to the movie theater,
Mm.
and just like being worried because we didn't have assigned seats.
Mhm.
We've only had assigned seats for one Star Wars of the new Star Wars movies, right? So
Right.
trying to get there and get decent seats and then just afterwards being so stoked on the movie and like that crazy like type chatter you're doing on the drive home and then
Mhm.
talking about it at the house when we got here. Like, oh,
I know that was probably the worst Blue Harvest episode, because we were like, what about this? And then what about this? Like, there was no coherency to what we were talking about. We're like, hey, did you see that scene where this happened? Hey, did you see the scene where that happened?
yeah.
And there was no just, and what about this scene? And what about this scene?
Ah.
It was just like firing at random in the movie,
I would say we've done like there's a bunch of episodes we've done, speaking of doing 300 where I'm like, that was a really good episode. I feel like just personally, we've yet to 100% nail a movie premiere, like the first reaction to a new movie because of that.
I feel like
right
I have
there.
to be taking notes through the movie to do that.
Right.
Or maybe
and-
I
and-
should. Maybe take a little notepad and
And then there's always like so many people here afterwards for it, and like everybody's just firing off, and like it's hard to like keep my
it's like
head
herding
straight.
cats.
Yeah, because it's within a couple of hours of seeing the movie, if that, when we get home and set up and get going, So That's one I think we have. I think we've gotten close, but like they've been a little more sloppy than usual, which I guess is okay because we're all excited and stuff. Not there's just anything wrong with it. Okay.
The episodes where you get me with the crippled ghost jokes.
It's been a little while.
I mean, that's old school, but like those are good. I feel like they're good.
You know where those are really popular still?
Where?
Grab on.
What is grab on?
Grab on these nuts, baby.
I felt like I was walking in. I was like, I'm gonna give it to you, but I got a D's nuts feeling coming off of this.
All right. Next up, we've got a voicemail from the man, the myth, the legend. He of the Lando Quatrain, the king of all Toms, King Tom Chansky from the Sith List, and of course, the Tenet cast. Here he comes, King Tom.
Hey there, Hawes and Will. You know, it's been a big week for Star Wars. Getting the Bad Batch was awesome, and I'm not just saying this. The thing I've been looking forward to the most is the Blue Harvest 6-year, 300 episode extravaganza. It's just the way I am. Having Star Wars, this resurgence, over the last 8 years has been awesome. And I love, 99% of the content we've gotten. But what really makes it special is the friends that, for me, that I've made along the way to share it with. And, every week I have you guys invading my ear holes, squeezing my mind grapes. You get the idea. And I'm very grateful for that. Share these moments with you and other fans, some of whom I wish were still with us, others of whom I'm glad are no longer around, to be honest and petty. But yeah, it's the people. And you guys are some of the best people in the Star Wars fan community. I'm just going to say it. And very grateful for that. And thank you for every week or nearly every week of laughs and screams and everything else. And I'll talk to you next week, I hope. Take care, you guys, and thank you. I'll talk to you later.
Bro, was King Tom? Do you hear all them birds?
I was just about to say, I love King Tom's outdoor voicemails. They feel so peaceful.
I just imagine he's got like his earbuds in or something, and he's kicked back in his hammock, and it's like lightly swaying in the breeze, and there's hundreds of birds just paying their respects to King Tom Chansky in the trees above him.
It sounds like he's in the tiki room. The tiki room from Disney World.
Man, let me tell you something. We have been super.
You can almost hear the hammock. Like it's so.
Yeah.
It's so potent. Anyway, sorry.
What I was going to say is we have been really lucky. Like, I feel like there's been some bumps along the way, obviously. But we've been really lucky as far as the people that we've sort of drawn into the show and then have become friends with through the show and stuff. That's the coolest part about any of this to me, right? Like, how many Star Wars friends did you have before the podcast? You know what I mean?
Just you. And
you didn't have, and yeah, come on, realistically, 2 or 3 total.
Star Wars friends or friends that were aware that Star Wars was a movie,
like friends that you friends where you and this person had a love of Star Wars in common.
I mean, maybe 1 or 2 in high school. And then the house that we lived in, in college, you and
right.
that was about it. That was my Star Wars friends.
Bro, that's not the case anymore.
Nope.
And it's all because of this this podcast, man.
Well, like you were saying, our listeners have really been an amazing community. Not only do they listen to the show, but they interact with us and they interact with each other, and it's just almost one of the most positive things you could hope for. And I'm really glad that our listeners are that way and that they support us and that they come back every week. I can't say how thankful I am to our listeners that they download our podcast and listen to us and drop us a line, tell us
I know.
They like this or didn't like this, or hey, what you think about this? I love that. I love that we have that kind of interaction and community.
Yeah, man. That's basically what I was trying to get around to saying. And you know, that's kind of what King Tom was touching on in his voicemail. And buddy, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about a man named King Tom. Whatever you envision hanging out with King Tom is, when you have these wonderful, like, oh man, it'd be cool to meet and hang out with King Tom.
Yeah.
Way better. Way better than even that. King Tom is the man, dude. Celebration can't come soon enough. All right. Guys, be making me brain fart, making me feel all self-conscious. All right. Next up, we got Mr. 100, Kobe. Here we go.
Hey, Awesome Will, it's your boy Kobe, aka Mr. 100, coming at you with the voicemail, and also starting to realize why I don't do this every week. I think this is take 17. I don't know. I kind of lost count in the teen once we got in the teens. I was like, this is tough. But just wanted to jump right in and say it. Happy 300, guys. I'm juiced for the live stream tonight. It's about 2:00 on Thursday. As I'm recording this, I'm so juiced for the live stream. Can't wait. Can't wait to interact and see the Blue Harvest live. It's gonna be awesome. But yeah, happy 300 episodes, guys. This is an accolade, and this is no light thing. You know, 100 episodes is big. 200 episodes is really big. 300 episodes is gargantuan. I mean, it's a mammoth accomplishment for you guys to have done this. Essentially, give or take 300 weeks. Think about that. I mean, just think about that. It's crazy. And the consistency and the dedication that you guys put in to make sure that your podcast is the best out there in the Star Wars realm is dare I say, underappreciated? I don't know. You guys I know you work so hard, and I know it's hard. I'm starting to realize as I grow into adulthood and I want to do all these things, and I'm like, gosh, I just don't have the time that I used to when I was a kid or a teenager. And I cannot imagine what it's like, for Hawes, you having your job on top of this, and I know you do a lot of the editing and stuff like that, and I know it's incredibly challenging. I just want to know that we're with you, buddy. We feel you. We understand if an episode can't come out on its exact day. If you get busy, it's totally understandable. Will, I know you have the family and the kids, man, and props to you. You seem like a super dad, and I want to let you know that, because we, as the Blue Harvest community, I'm going to speak for everybody for a little bit. We appreciate you guys. Not only, you're not just like hosts, you're not just like a celebrity to us. You're your friends, your buddies to us, and we value everything you do to give us the best damn Star Wars content out there. And I just want to let you know that on behalf of, everybody, at least I hope. So now that I got the congratulation out of the way, I kind of wanted to do a little bit of a question kind of thing. I don't even know if you're going to be reading these tonight on the live stream. Whenever you can fit this in, it's really not a big deal. Here's my question. So originally I was gonna kind of like cold open this voice memo with me going, hey guys, happy 300. Here's 300 things I like about, and like scare you guys into thinking, oh my God, he's actually going to sit here for half an hour and list 300 things he likes about Blue Harvest. I didn't do it. I did it in one of my earlier takes, and I kind of started to do it, and it was kind of funny, but then I kind of messed it up towards the end. So, but just know I was gonna mega goof you guys like that. No, not 300 things, but I want you guys to name. We'll go 3. We'll keep that consistent first digit there. Name 3 things, your top 3 moments of Blue Harvest. It can be an episode, and just like the whole episode as a whole. It can be like a story you told. It can be like a little gag, like the little guy fucking in Will's fridge, or I don't know, stuff, the Microsoft stuff, or even some of the stuff that goes way back. Or it can be a guest. It can be a certain review of something, certain news that broke. I want to know your guys' top. And I've asked something similar to this before, but I feel like it just has a different merit now that we're looking back. Now that we're looking back so fondly of the last 300 episodes, I want to know what your guys' top three moments are. Can't wait to hear them. Again, congratulations. Just know that you guys mean a lot to the community. You mean a lot to all of us as listeners, and you've become a part of, I feel like, most of our just daily lives, and that's awesome. You rarely find a community like that that's so accepting and so friendly, and especially in Star Wars. And you guys continue to be just the beacon of what Star Wars fans should be and what a Star Wars fandom should look like. I just want to let you know that. Try not to get this to go too long. We're approaching 5 minutes, so peace and love, guys. Thanks for 300. You guys mean a lot.
I'm here.
Dang, man.
Hawes is 100% of the work. You're talking about editing, working. All I do, I show up at the appointed date and time. Same bat channel, same bat day. I saw like Hawes does 1000% of that work, and I appreciate all of that. You know, Hawes has got it under control, and I can't say how thankful I am to Hawes. He keeps us on the air, and he keeps us sounding juicy. And I can't be.
Hey,
I
man.
can't tell how thankful I am to Hawes.
Thanks for everybody. It makes me. I don't do great with compliments. You know, like, I appreciate them. It's not that at all. I get all fucking awkward and stuff. Like, I'm sure people is like, he's giving us all, he's saying all this nice stuff, and I'm just sitting here staring at the table like, sheesh. I do appreciate it. Appreciate it very much. So, buddy, start thinking on some of your top three real quick. I'm going to play a couple of comments that came in during his voicemail. Emily Lynn from the Canto Bite Dispatch says, I got to go to sleep, but I love you guys, and we'll catch up on the rest of the episode later. Congrats again. Thank you so much, Emily. Thanks for stopping by. And then we got a little game of Utah Dougie going on. We've got Carl, who says, you guys kept so many of us going and gave us weekly hope, especially through this past year. Thanks for putting in the work, and for us moisture farmers, thank you, buddy. That means a ton. I know personally, podcast and things like that have done a lot to help me get through this past year. So I'm really glad we could do that for other people. Like, that's cool. Then we have Sergio, who says, love the podcast. Just got back from work and I got to catch the live stream. Greetings from Mexico. 300, baby. Woo! Woo! Jim says, I got lightning coming out of my dick. Woo. Your boy Egg. That's our boy Kobe. He's a she. Okay.
I got you some moments here. Top three.
Let's do it.
And I feel I'm having to dig because, you know, we did favorite moments on a voicemail a while ago, but what I'm coming up with is good. Having Goose on to give the bologna Big Mac tutorial, that was golden. I loved it.
Yeah. That's been a while, man.
The Steve does Star Wars trivia, the Star Wars trivia moderated by Steve. That's probably top 10 favorite Blue Harvest memories. Recording the skits for the commercials we did.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. I will always remember that. That was fun as shit. I mean, that was already three, but I feel like I more have run through my mind.
Well, see, that's the thing. You know, now that you, Steve, and I are all three vaccinated gentlemen, we could maybe get around to trivia going sometime.
Oh, lightning round.
Yeah, man. Next time you have a chance to come into town, we could coordinate to have Steve come over and moderate some trivia.
I need me some Steve in my life.
Yeah, I might be seeing Steve no, there's no might about it. I'm seeing Steve this weekend. We're starting we got a project we're working on. All right. That's all I'm gonna say. And it kicks off this weekend. You guys will hear more about that later. Top three moments for me. Like, I don't know. I have a hard time remembering what we talked about 20 minutes ago. So like picking out specific
people we've had on.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like
the guests, like certain
90.
guests.
Yeah, well, you know, I
don't want to call out anybody because I feel I'm going to leave somebody out. But
exactly.
all of our guests, those are special moments. I remember every single one of those times.
The guests,
they're special definitely. To me. Like I know it seems like, oh, you have a guest all the time. Like, well, I mean, yeah, but like they're special. Like I remember all of them.
The guests, I mean, that's the thing. My top 3 has to be more broad. You know what I mean? So like, obviously the guests, we were talking about it with the voicemail before this, the guests, the friends we've made along the way. I guess that's a little cheesy, but that would definitely be one of them. Number 2 for me would be both Star Wars celebrations that I've gone to since starting the podcast. They were my first 2 Star Wars celebrations. And to me, that was a step in it seeming just a tiny bit more real, right? Because, you know, yeah, we get a lot of emails, we get a lot of voice messages from people that listen, but that is a small fraction of the downloads. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like, you sit there and look at it and like, this many people listen to this bullshit. Is my mom pumping up these numbers in her free time to make her little boy feel better? Oh, House, you can't be having that. Oh, I guess I'm gonna have to make a new YouTube account, new iTunes account, and leave some reviews. But going to celebrations and putting like names to faces, personalities to faces.
That was one of the ones I was gonna say. My experience going to California with you, meeting some of the people of the community, spending time with them, going to the cantina. You know, down in Hollywood.
And then, but celebration is that times 100. You know what I mean?
I can only imagine.
It's a few days of being like, holy shit, it's you. Holy shit, it's you. Hey, how's it going? And then me being awkward at first. It takes me a second, unless I've had some vitamins or a couple of old fashions or something, loosen up the goose a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Maybe like, you know, a nice fruit snack. Get my, anyways. So celebration is a big one. Is definitely a big one. And then like being able to go last year and having like the portable recorder and getting to record stuff here and there, and just hanging out, man. Just hanging out and laughing. Lots of laughs. Oh man. Okay. While I'm trying to think of another one. Our buddy Sean has his top 3: the time Jesse scared you, that other time, and the time the waifu pillow made an appearance. Woo. Shoo, sheesh. Somebody's asking the correct question. Is Will coming to Celebration next year? That's from our buddy Matthew Thurbin Turbo. Oh, hold on.
Oh, like that.
Are you coming to Celebration next year, William?
I can't give you a definite yes, but
I know.
I mean, if I were to shake the magic 8 ball, it would say, you know, all signs point to yes. Outcome looks good.
Okay. Well, buddy, get ready to have a good ass time.
I'm ready.
And be tired. You saw the picture. You saw the picture that I got tagged in.
You know me. I don't need much sleep. I run on a little bit of sleep. Lots of little bits of sleep.
Dude. Okay. So because I have this technology, I want to show you something. Remember a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about that picture that Rick shared of me?
Yes.
Where I looked rough at Celebration?
Yeah, I saw. Yeah. You sent it to me. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he sent me a message after that episode and was like, this is the other picture I have of us. You got to see this because I look dumb as hell. Wait till you see this. Can you see that?
Oh my goodness.
Look at that, Will.
Oh my, your eyes are closed and your mouth's hanging open.
I really do look like a dead person. Rick and Johnny Grosso look like big game hunters that just fucking bagged the Sasquatch.
Oh man. You look like you're heavily medicated. You look like
Probably am.
there's drool coming out of your mouth or something.
Self-medicate.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Was that the last day of celebration?
I think so. I think that was the Monday. Look at this. Live exclusive. He said, Sal says, live exclusive. Justin Rodriguez says, check his pulse. Justin was there hanging out me at that time. He knows I was
R.I.P. Hawes.
R.I.P. Evan DeCellis he's got some crying emojis for us.
I'm not going to take pictures with Johnny Grasso. That's your first problem. Because if you take a picture with Johnny Grasso, you just make him look better. Like if Johnny Grasso, he's already handsome as shit, but if he wants to look more handsome, you just put me in the picture.
You are going to
make him look even more handsome. Like
he looked hard, which he absolutely was.
No, actually, this is more
aggressively toss the salad.
That's more the clip I needed to drop. I didn't even let Will know I had that one. I got
aggressively toss the salad.
He looked hard, which he absolutely was.
How could you not be? Aggressive salad tossing.
And then for my number one, or just not number one, it's just three in no particular order.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I'm not going to say their name lest they get hunted down by Johnny Grasso, the host of Pop Culture Hour. He says, Will is more handsome than Grasso.
Aww.
And then he said, sorry, Johnny. But I'm sure, it's everybody's got their different taste.
Some's a little bit country, some's a little bit rock and roll.
All right. Who do we got up next? I got to say, this is turning out to be a highlight. I'm calming down a little bit. As we get near the end, I'm finally calming my ass down.
Yeah, right.
Figuring out the technology.
You haven't seemed out of sorts this whole time.
Well, thanks. Next up, speaking of Rick, the man with the terrible pictures of me, our good buddy, Rick. He said we can't, or Evan said we can't forget the episode where Hall's long game Will on the crippled ghost joke.
I walked right into it. He had me. Sometimes he'll string you along and you're like, something's around the corner. I'm not sure what, but time,
something's coming.
Dude, I walked right into it. All
right, let's hear from Rick.
Hey there, Hawes and Will. It's your boy Rick. And I just wanted to send you all a little message and congratulate you on 6 years and 300 wonderful episodes filled with some of the highest ranking hilarity that I've come across on my podcast feed in ever. Going back to the famed Oscar Mayer. The Kumi Tales of one Hawes Burkhart. The crazy soundboard only to be paralleled by what Ben Bird has in his home studio, and so many good times. And I just want to say thank you guys for all of the entertainment, all the way up to the Van Frigidam stories that you're giving us about the little man in the refrigerator. So thanks for all of that. And that'll be it. 300 episodes. Culminating in the book of the new Boba Fett Alpha series thing that's going on right now. This is your week. You got so much good stuff coming out at you that you're giving to us in turn. Thank you. Thank you guys for 300 episodes. And I will catch you guys in my ears at some point later on. May that force be with you.
Thanks, Rick. By the way, that's Rick from the Jammed Transmissions podcast. Shouting out his podcast as well. Let me ask you something.
Yes, ask me.
Let's say one night you wake up. It's 1:17 in the morning.
Okay.
And you're like, damn, I forgot to eat dinner and I'm hungry. So you're like, you know what? I'm going to go make myself a sandwich. So you get up, and you put your slippers on, your little Chewbacca slippers that you got beside the bed.
Nice.
You slip on your silk robe, your fancy silk robe, your Hugh Hefner robe. You saunter out to the kitchen, right? and you open the door and you find the little man that lived in your fridge is dead.
Mm-hmm.
So what do? Do you wait to see if any family comes by, or do you give him a burial in your backyard?
I'd probably stick him in a piece of small Tupperware, maybe with like I don't know, one of those little silica gel packets to keep him from rotting.
I don't think that's how those work.
I thought they absorb moisture. I don't know. Anyway,
Okay.
But I would wait for maybe some little people family show up and then give him their remains in some Tupperware. I don't know. And if they don't, if he starts to sting in the fridge, yeah, I'm gonna bury him in the backyard.
Cool. Well, what if you wake up the next couple mornings later and there's a tiny little newspaper on your front door? And you realize the man who lived in your fridge was getting the daily paper delivered. And on the headline, you see a picture of the little man that lived in your fridge. And it turns out he died in a freak accident when he slipped on a pool of jelly in your fridge and fell from the third shelf to the bottom shelf. And he broke his back, right?
Where the fuck is the journalist in my house writing this damn story to tell me how he died in my fridge?
There's a whole universe of them, buddy. Journalists,
tiny
all kinds of
people,
YouTubers.
appliances.
There's tiny little YouTubers and stuff. Anyways, so then what do you do if about a week later you get up in the middle of the night? I don't know why you get up so much in the middle of the night, but you just do. And as you're walking by the fridge, you hear, do you open up the fridge? This is like a choose your own adventure. Do you open up the fridge?
I see where this is going. I see what you're doing.
You don't see anything. You don't see anything.
I see you. I see you plain as day.
You don't see anything. You don't see anything, bro. What do? Do you open the fridge?
Yeah.
Tiny crippled ghost.
I knew it. I knew that's where you were going. I felt it coming.
All right. Next up, we got.
Shut up. Oh, tiny man in the fridge. Save me.
We got a voicemail from Johnny Grosso from the Pop Culture Hour.
Yo, this is Johnny Grasso. Not the one you used to, but the better one. Congratulations on your 300th podcast, guys.
Hi, this is Sawyer. I can't wait to see you at Star Wars Celebration.
Congratulations, guys. Congratulations.
Hey, Hawes and Will. Congratulations, man. 300 is a milestone. And congratulations to you too, Jesse. See you guys in 2022 in California. You're meeting the fam.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Bruh, the younger Johnny Grosso coming in and dunking on his dad. You
The
know,
better
I love that.
one.
You know, I love that. You know, and I'll tell you what, from being on the phone with Johnny, his kids dunk on him.
Do they?
Yeah, and it's hilarious. Every time it's funny.
Dude, my kid hit me in the tummy yesterday. Like we were, he beats on me a little bit. Not not talking Bam and Phil here, but you roughhouse with your dad. And but I was laying on the bed and he was giving me the business, and I looked away, and right as I exhaled, he did like the double fist punch into my belly, and I was like, right as I exhaled, and so it like knocked all the wind out of me, and I rolled over into the floor. And he's like, "What's wrong with you?" I was like, like,
bruh. Okay, so you ready for a little story time? You want to hear about the worst I ever got in trouble with my dad?
Oh yeah,
I had to be 5 or 6. It was after I saw Bloodsport, right?
Yeah.
So you want to know someone who was in a fighting their dad mood?
Oh yeah,
Halls Burkhart, little Halls Burkhart. So one day
you were was this after you took some Taekwondo or whatever?
No, I didn't. Well, actually, you know what? It might have been right around the time I started. I was very young. Like, I have only the faintest memories of this. I imagine it sticks out because I got in so much trouble. So I had seen, now there's an important reason Bloodsport pays into this, because Bloodsport is the first movie I ever saw someone get hit in the nuts.
Oh, okay.
You know the scene where he's fighting the big dude and he's like, he punches him and the big dude just stands there. And so the way Jean-Claude Van Damme finishes him off, he does his patented splits and gives him the uppercut in the nuts, right?
Right.
And I remember asking someone like my dad or my mom, whoever was in the house, being like, why, basically, why is that such a big deal? And she was like, you just don't punch people there. You don't do that. It's sensitive. And I was like, okay. Well, I guess I had to do a little experiment.
How sensitive?
Yeah. And not on myself either. Because I was getting ready for school one morning.
Oh.
And I remember my dad was sheesh walking around the house without a shirt on. He was wearing suit pants. He was getting ready to go into work at McDonald's. So he's wearing 80s gray suit pants. And he's walking around.
Pants, yeah.
That's all he had on. Walking around looking like Tom Selleck a little bit from Magnum PI, right?
Nice.
He's got the stash. His hair was real dark then. You know what I'm saying? And I remember he was coming down the hallway this way, and I was going the other way towards my room. And I didn't stop and give him the full haymaker. I just held my little Hall's arm out, and he walked his nuts into my hand. And
I have a feeling the story goes the other way when your dad tells
it. That little motherfucker came up. You know what he did? He hit me right in the nuts. But that's what I did. I remember I went boop right in his, and bro, he snatched me up. You know that scene in Marvel's The Avengers from 2012 when Loki's talking shit to the Hulk and the Hulk snatches him? That is what plays in my head. My dad snatched me up so quick. And,
you're in the hallway, so he's like, one wall, the next wall.
You know that scene in one of the Batman movies where he's like, pray to me.
Yeah.
My dad's voice got real deep and shit, and he sounded all scary and says, Bird, why do you do that? I was in trouble. Sheesh, I was in trouble.
Oh no. Don't hit Richard in the huevos.
Yeah, Richard Burkhart was not a fan of that.
He don't play that.
He sure didn't.
Was that in the school? They used to call that root tap.
Oh, all right.
And that was worse because they would flick it with the unclenched palm, and so your knuckles would hit you in the nuts. That's awful. Don't play football in middle school.
All right. Next up, we've got our buddy Jim. Let's hear what he has to say.
Hawes and Will, congratulations on your 300th episode. You guys freaking rock and brighten up so many people's weeks. I just want to speak on everybody's behalf saying we really appreciate it. And I have, you guys actually got me into listening to podcasts. And now that I've listened to so many different ones, all because of you guys, now that I've got some perspective, I can honestly say you guys have something special and need to keep on rocking it. And, I know that everybody calling in and saying congratulations. I know that Hawes can get a little embarrassed by it. But I mean, so many people love you guys. I was thinking that I would actually sing, but I don't think that I actually will. Now that I'm going to stop this because shit's embarrassing. But no, fuck it. Okay, I'll sing for you guys. High above the mucky muck, podcast in the clouds. There sit Hawes and Will, sitting oh so proudly. Not much to say when you're high above the mucky muck.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
Hawes and Will, what is the secret of your power? Hawes and Will, won't you take me to the galaxy far, far away or something? You guys get it. I'm sorry. Ignite the green.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
That was really good.
That was really good.
He's a really good singer.
He was all like, oh, I'm not going, because he knew. Jim knew. Jim's
knew.
confident, dude. He was like, "Oh, every
Oh,
day
no. Should
before
I
I listen to
should
my
I?
podcast or my audiobooks, I listen to Wonder Boy and I sing along to it in my truck on the way to work, right?"
Yeah.
So he's got practice. He's been waiting. He's like, "I'm gonna break that off on these fools, man. Full stop. I'm gonna break this out. I know I can sing. I can do this." Man,
The
that was really
selection of the
good.
song is funny because do you remember the song that you and I sang karaoke in the Hunt Club when we first started hanging out?
Dude, wasted. I
Dude,
was
you were
wasted
that night. Wasted. That's the night you made out with the wildebeest, and we had to drag you back to the car. They were going to take you
anyways,
home. You're like a lamb to the slaughter.
Kobe says, killing it. Jesse says, this is awesome, Jim.
It is awesome.
Sal Perales says, respect.
Put some
Alabaster
respect on
Bindo says, tenacious game, strong. Tom Chansky says, that was great, Jim. And Carl says, dang, Jim. Look at all this praise coming in for Jim. Anyways, Hunt Club 2008-ish. No, I lived here by 2008. 2006-ish.
Yeah.
Tribute by Tenacious D.
That's what we sing.
That is what we
killed
sang.
it. The whole bar was like, who the fuck are these clowns? But we didn't care.
Do you remember? All right, so we don't have to go into this whole story, but do you remember that lady made out with me in the parking lot? Do you remember why she made out with me?
I remember she asked you if your junk worked.
Yes, she asked. Her nephew had spina bifida.
Yeah.
So I don't.
That's why she made out. Because
Yeah,
she has
that's
a
why
nephew
she-
with spina bifida.
That's why she tracked me. Yeah, that's why she tracked me down in the parking lot to talk to me.
Whatever.
I don't
She liked the cut of your jib.
Yeah.
You don't just have a nephew with spina bifida and be like, ooh, spina bifida dudes. They do it for me.
Well, I don't know, man. What is? I'm gonna double check. I think we got one email in. Yeah, because that's it for our. That's it for the voicemail. So we're gonna end this with our buddy Utah. Dougie. And he says, hey guys, I love the podcast so much. It brings me happiness each week. I tried running the live stream from Costa Rica, but every time there's a lightning strike, the Wi-Fi goes out. Hope we can do more live streams in the future. Utah Dougie. Thank you, buddy. Thanks for even trying. You don't have to be spending your vacation watching us.
But you can.
I think we'll do this again. I don't know. This has been fun. Don't you think, Will?
It's been pretty good. It's been a positive experience.
I don't think this is something we could do every week, but I bet you we could do this for special occasions or just here and there.
You don't want to see me on the regular sitting in the dark at my dining room table, waiting for the 9-month-old to start crying.
Yeah, being real quiet. Like, yeah, so I think Hunter's pretty cool record too.
I love the Bad Batch.
Anyways, guys, thanks for coming by to all our coming by to the live stream. You guys have been awesome. This has been a lot of fun interacting with you guys. Like I said, I think we'll do these again. Maybe we can do some next time there's a cool trailer we can react to it or something, because then we'll have the visual element.
We share visual things.
Yeah, or something like that. If you guys haven't already, please leave us a 5-star review on iTunes. It helps with the podcast's visibility and helps other people find us. Also, if you dig our theme song, make sure to check out the band that was kind enough to provide the music. They're Stoned Cobra, and you can find them on iTunes, Spotify, and at stonedcobra.bandcamp.com. And until next week, when we will be on the road to the next 300, this has been Blue Harvest Live. I'm Halls Burkhart.
And I'm Will Witten.
May the force be with you.
May the force be with all of you. Aggressively toss the salad.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.